We all know that moving is, well, it's one of the most stressful things you can do in life. But what if it didn't have to be that way? Today, we're going to dive into a solution that's a total game changer, the furnished luxury apartment. And we'll explore why it might just be the absolute smartest choice for your next move. So, let's be honest. Are you thinking about moving soon? Maybe it's for a new job, a big life change, or you just need a new view? Whatever the reason, the logistics can feel completely overwhelming before you've even packed a single box. These three words, they pretty much sum up the whole experience, right? You've got the chaos of packing and trying to get everything organized, the costs that just seem to spiral out of control, and all the little complications that pop up when you least expect them. So let's actually break down that whole traditional moving process. We all know it's a massive headache, but when you actually list out every single step, you realize just how much work is really involved. It's a lot. And somehow we've all just accepted this as normal. First, you have to buy a bunch of furniture and just pray it fits in the new space. Then you spend weeks trying to coordinate movers, only for them to change the delivery time on you. And after all that, you still get the pleasure of setting up utilities and waiting around for the internet guy. It's practically a second job, and there are always hidden costs that jump out at you. But what if there's a totally different way to do it? This is where the furnished apartment just completely flips the script. It offers you an instant home with basically none of that hassle. I mean, the difference is just night and day. Forget that long, complicated checklist from before. The move-in for a furnished apartment is beautifully simple. You get your keys, you unpack your suitcase, and you immediately start living. No waiting, no building furniture, no stress. So who is this really perfect for? Well, it's a dream come true for professionals working on tight deadlines, expats moving from another country, or, let's be real, anyone who values their time and wants to skip the nightmare of setting up a new place from scratch. And this goes way beyond just being convenient. This option is all about upgrading your entire living experience. We're talking about a perfect mix of comfort, real security, and sophisticated style, all ready for you from the moment you walk in. Just think of it like this. You get that amazing hotel-like experience, but with all the privacy and warmth of it being your own home. These apartments are already set up with high-quality furniture and tasteful modern decor. The layouts are smart, and a lot of them come with incredible perks like a concierge or secure parking. And this is absolutely crucial. It all adds up to peace of mind. With professional management, if something goes wrong, it's handled for you. Security features like CCTV and controlled building access are pretty common, giving you a sense of safety that you really can't put a price on. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds amazing, but it has to be crazy expensive. And yeah, at first glance, the monthly rent might look a little higher, but there's a really surprising value proposition hiding just under the surface. To make this a bit more concrete, let's look at an example. This table here shows some typical monthly rents for furnished places in Dhaka. Now, this just helps ground the conversation in some real numbers, but it's so important to remember that the sticker price isn't the whole story. When you look at the whole financial picture, the value becomes crystal clear. On one side, sure, you have the higher monthly rent, but on the other side, you have all the real savings. You completely wipe out the huge upfront cost of buying furniture, you avoid paying for expensive movers, and you get to skip all those setup costs. Especially for anyone planning to stay for the short or midterm, this often ends up being the much smarter financial choice. And the value doesn't just stop with your bank account. There's another quieter benefit here too, sustainability. By using durable, high-quality furniture that lasts, you're not contributing to the waste of cheap, fast furniture. Plus, a lot of these buildings use energy-efficient appliances, which is better for the planet, and hey, it lowers your utility bills. So, if this is sounding like the right move for you, what are the next practical steps? Here's a simple but absolutely essential checklist to run through before you sign any lease. Okay, first, do a thorough inspection. Don't just glance around. Sit on the sofa, check the mattress, run the appliances. Make sure everything is in good working order. Second, read that lease with a fine-tooth comb. Understand all the terms for rent, your deposit, and exactly who is responsible for what. And finally, get to know the neighborhood. Does it have the grocery stores, cafes, and transportation that fit your lifestyle? Ultimately, it all comes down to this core idea, which is summed up perfectly by this quote. It's about finding the perfect balance between elegance and practicality. It's not about choosing one or the other. It's about having a beautiful living space and a truly hassle-free life, all rolled into one. So that leaves us with one final question to think about. When you weigh all the time, the money, and the stress of a traditional move against the convenience and quality of this alternative, is a truly hassle-free lifestyle your next smart move? It's definitely something to think about.